The red dragon dips downward towards mountains beside the ocean. The mountains soon disappear beneath clouds and a thick snow, and even the dragon's magic cannot keep out all the icy wind blasting the heroes. Prepare yourselves for battle. We land soon outside the Northern Queen's lair, the city of Ice. One bridge leads to a huge open doorway beneath the city, big enough to fly a dragon through, with red warm light emanating from the doorway. The bridge on the other side of the city leads to another huge door, this one with a bright white light shimmering out of it. Shale flies low over the water to avoid detection before angling straight for the bridges within the crevasse. I cannot engage the queen herself, but I will take on her army of dragonkin. None will come to her rescue if you can find her lair. Now choose. Choose where I leave you to begin your assault.
Hey, is Shale still there?
Shale is still there.
Hey, dummy. Why, you said you can't fight Char Ice, but why can you fight the other Colium guards? They're dragons too.
Shale gets very close to you, snout to halfling, and says, they are not dragons at all.
Well, they look like you.
Oh. Sildren just steps away.
There's a low hiss right next to you.
Okay, well, your kind doesn't make much sense anyways, so.
The dragon flaps, looks out at the way back out into the snow and looks back at all of you. When this game is done, we will see who is still left fighting. And then flaps his wings and flaps and flaps and flies out and soars up out of the crow. And there are a couple other gates you guys opening, unleashing all these gates to let all 400 goblins out.
Yep.
All right, it is a mass chaos. You guys have to stay to the sides as 400 goblins just go out, and the noise, and which was intense before, gets even more intense. They just go rushing by. It's almost just like this torrent of chaos of too much sensory input. They all go racing by, and then as all of this chaotic sound is happening, it all comes to an instant stop when everyone can hear above this big roar of a huge dragon and this big fireball exploding sound that rocks the whole underground area.
Molly, do dragons like their meals pre-cooked?
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes.
So yeah,
Which means
cut
there's
'em up.
something going on.
The Colium might, but he's the expert on the Colium over there.
Shale did mention that the Colium are not dragons. That leads me to wonder what they are.
They're akin to dragons.
It'll be one of those days, isn't it, children?
Master of
Bleak
nature
got us.
right here, buddy.
Yeah, your 3 wins bullshit.
I know where those winds come from.
A meteor, a third one, comes flying through the opening in the sky, comes racing right down, but it is not a meteor. It is on your battle map. It is Shale, the red dragon, comes swooping in as the snow comes falling in from above and comes landing down and sees the corpse of Char Ice and pauses for a moment and looks. Also looks at your group. Shale says, it is done. The unthinkable Char Ice gone. And pause a bit at Char Ice. Char Ice is now made up of weird bluish blood, scales hard as metal, and then some of them are actually melting, some are not, in this weird bloody gooey mess. But again, there's some bits and pieces that look normal, just this weird mess. I have known this dragon forever, and now it is just I. I did not think you had this in you.
As does everyone who has crossed us.
We have upheld our end of the bargain. Now you will uphold yours.
You, as always, can't have that backwards. I have upheld my end of the bargain. And men will leave my lair alone for 100 years, as agreed. Shale says, looking at all of you, and
Yaru's looking at Piercy.
just slightly, there's a little bit of red growing in his belly as a defensive measure upon the next answer he received.
I'm just looking at Piercy. Yaru will say, she was a great enemy, but she is not the last we will face, Shale. Should the undead make their way to Navarre, we do not ask you to protect the humans, but perhaps keep the undead at bay. Do not let them go south.
I will not underestimate you, as Char Ice has. And with a big flap, Shale takes up to the air, ignoring Yaru for, I think, the third time, and flies up and out. And you see, by the way, the sky is, although snowy, there's no blizzard of dark shapes flying up there.